have we got some catching up to do. So I was going to go in and order my food, but due to the COVID, the dining room's closed down. So I had to go in Bojangles through the drive-thru on a motorcycle. So what on earth was all that about? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. And yes, it does have something to do with camping. Now, something that does not have anything to do with camping, in the spirit of social distancing, on those weekends where we're not, pulling a trailer to a campground, wanted to have something to do around the house. So we put a swimming pool in. I know what you're thinking. They went out and blew $4,000 or $5,000 on a pool. No, $150. I bought one 3 years ago at a department store on a season end clearance sale, $150. Now it's like a 15-foot pool. It may even be a temporary pool, I don't know. But I've never had one my entire life. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've been in a pool. And I wanted to try it. So we bought this thing, put it in storage. We got it out this year and put it together. Have been having an absolute ball. So I just walked out on the back porch and looked, and there's 3 people in my pool. Turns out my sister-in-law and her family, they showed up and started swimming. So yeah, it's popular. But, oh my gosh, even a small pool, I can't begin to tell you how much dirt that I had to move because we put it on a little bit of a slope. Had to shovel I think 5,000 pounds of sand. But at the end of the day, it was all worth it. We've been having a ball. So let's get back to the other project. I seriously don't have room for all this in the workshop. I guess I'm going to have to make room for it though, because this has all got to come out. Alright y'all, I don't like to be sweaty on camera, but it's hot in this trailer, so forgive me. But let me kind of show you what I've got left to remove from this thing before I can get started on the conversion. So now this cargo trailer, obviously it was used to haul airplanes, and airplanes have some specific needs. You don't really take a lot of them to the flying field together. You take them in pieces and you assemble them. So I had little boxes here that had nuts and bolts and things used to start the motor. Here's a little box of tools down here. So all that stuff has to come out. You can see I put up some fluorescent lights back in the day. That's before LED was a thing. Got extension cords running around. I have to take that out. Here's an old 350 watt power inverter in a marine battery box. So really just a whole bunch of busy work at this point to do, just with a drill, taking all this stuff apart. Now, I do need to take the paneling off. Probably won't do that today. It's probably going to be a big job because I need to be able to get in behind there and assess the condition of the frame, put in insulation, then new paneling, and then, well, there's just a lot of stuff I need to take a peek at and just see what condition it's in, because I may have to do some big repairs before I can start the conversion. Hope not, but we'll see. Almost forgot, this is a storage box that I built in the front of the camper, and I kept like folding lawn chairs and whatnot in there. I would raise it up, but I've got all this stuff on it. But I put a padded seat on there and a pillow so I could sleep on it if I went to fly-ins and whatnot away from the house. Now that's going to be a big job to pull that out, because that was built in place. So yeah, that's going to be some work there. And you see I've already got the toilet bought. That's one of the things that I don't have in a teardrop is a toilet. And it's important to have one in this cargo conversion, so I went ahead and bought it. I'm going to build a bathroom stall around it. You're going to think I'm crazy, but I bought this camper, I don't know, around 2005, maybe 2006, somewhere in there. So I've had it 15 years. Until the other day, I never knew this light was on this wall. I've never seen this light before. I put the fluorescent light up on the front and the back of the camper. I never knew this light was here. Oh my goodness. This has never been turned on except to test it in the factory. So, you know what? I think I'm going to try to incorporate this into the build, just for nostalgia's sake. Whenever something memorable would happen at the flying field, I would take a picture of it and I'd put it on my door. I called this the Wall of Shame. Here's a time when I crashed an airplane. You can see me holding the wreckage. Here's one of my buddies, Daryl, where he crashed a plane. Tom Hill. There's another time I crashed one. There's a good friend of mine that I hadn't seen in a while, Gary Lindner, used to fly with. So yeah, a lot of good memories on this wall. I'll probably try to keep these in some fashion. So can you guess what we're going to do? Yep. Instead of just converting this cargo trailer over into a camper, we're going to build a toy hauler out of it, so we can take the motorcycle with us on some long camping trips. So we've had a motorcycle most of our life. We really enjoy riding. It's been a couple years since we've had one, and actually the last one we had, we sold it to finance the rest of the Camp Easy teardrop build. Now you're probably wondering, are we going to get rid of the teardrop? Heck no, there's no way I can get rid of that teardrop. I have so much time into it and just love it to death, and I plan on a lot of trips in it, so no, I'm not going to get rid of it. But on the occasional trip where we want to travel a little ways off and do some camping and do some motorcycling, I think a toy hauler is going to work out great. Now, I know that you can buy a small pop-up camper to pull behind the motorcycle. Yeah, I'm not interested in that. I want something bigger and cozy. And really and truly, even though this is a Honda Goldwing, which is made for going cross country, I'm not that guy. I mean, I'm good for a few hours and that's about it. So I would rather just load this thing up into the cargo trailer and just pull the whole rig to a campground somewhere. So the big question is, will it fit? Well, I've already done some measurements. The cargo trailer is a 6x12 interior, and the motorcycle is 43 inches wide and 8.5 foot long. So I believe when I load it, the back portion of the motorcycle, the rear fender, should come to right about there. And then the front wheel should come about the first checkerboard back from that bench that I'm going to take out. So yeah, it should have plenty of room. Now these are not the ideal doors for a toy hauler. They do make cargo trailers that have a let-down ramp door, and it would be nice, but I already own this and I don't want to have to buy another trailer to start. So what I think I'll do is just leave these doors as they are, and I'll probably build a ramp that will either just set in here, maybe hang from the ceiling, or the thought occurred to me a while ago, maybe I could build a ramp that bolts to the floor and just stands upright after I load the motorcycle up. And obviously it lets down to load and unload the motorcycle. So I don't know, I need to do some designing on that. But what I probably will do is build a Murphy bed that goes up along this wall back here. That way the bed could fold down and we could camp in it, fold it up and load the bike. Hey, let me show you a nifty little trick. This is a little container that I've got screwed to the wall, and it's basically one of those little $1 shoebox, plastic shoe boxes that you'll see around Christmas time where they send kids gifts. If you buy one of those and cut one side out of it, there's a flange all the way around that you can screw to the wall, and you can make a storage container. So what do we have here anyway? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is a 2005 Honda Goldwing 1800. By far the biggest bike that we've had. We've had other large motorcycles, but this by 300 cubic centimeters or 300 cc's is bigger than anything we've had. Thing rides like a Cadillac. It is unreal. I think it's going to be real good for taking on those long camping trips. Thing's got reverse on it. Who ever heard of a motorcycle with reverse? And let me tell you, that's handy when you're backing out of a downhill parking place. So the previous owner put some red lights on the back, some LED lights, put a strip of white ones in the middle, and then put blue ones on top of the motor just to be patriotic. Now I've heard that the blue lights may get me in trouble. I really like them though. What do you think? In your state, will I get pulled over or will I get a ticket for having the blue lights?